Good morning. Hey, Apothecary. Some moves on WLDS, JEM, and ZCMD. Morning, Vito. um, well, let's see. WLDS came from a low of 48 all the way up to 380. Looks like it needs to get back above 350 for me to be interested, or at least back above VWAP. Got a pivot there. Got high of day. We've got ZCMD is still on the backside of this bigger move. This would be a bounce off the low. I'm not interested in ZCMD. And GEM, $5. And this would need to get back above 660, 85. But our top leading gainer this morning by a long shot is LVWR, holding above this previous after hours high. MOBX popped up there very briefly. It's only up 12% right now. There's room up to 4 on the daily. Have a pivot around 3. Morning, Damien. The news is definitive agreement to acquire Visteon Aerial, accelerating global drone platform. I do usually like acquisition news, but we got a big topping tail right now. We got to wait for it to crawl back up to 250. It's only up 8% on the day. It's got a bit of a higher float as well, 13 million shares. So it's a bit cheaper as well. I'm not sure about MOBX. Morning, Tig. So let's hope today's a wildcard Friday. And we get some good trades today. FOMO Friday, let's go. Watch list. Done that yet? Yeah, I think MOBX is going to be moving a little bit too slow. We need topping tails, higher float, lower price. We'll see. It'll have to pull away, I think. Yeah, it's not going to be obvious to traders yet. ADVB is going to be too expensive for me. It is, I mean, it is fifth day of continuation here above the previous high. It looks like it blew through this ascending resistance, but failed to hold. It's extremely light volume. I think this is going to be too expensive and too dangerous for me to trade. I have big spreads. For my time in sales, some of them are highlighted when they're above a certain amount according to my settings. So I highlighted share sizes above 1,000 to indicate that they're bigger buy orders or bigger sell orders. I highlight both buys and sells. See, 1,000 below bid, 1,000 at ask, 1,000 at bid, at ask, at bid. So I highlight the bigger sizes because that's an indicator to me that while the tape is moving quickly, if I'm seeing a lot of like big buys or big sells, that's going to be it's going to have a bigger effect on price when I see like 4,000 buy orders, right? Yeah, no problem. Hey, adversary. Yeah, we got nothing too obvious here. We're kind of just waiting. Waiting in the woods for something to pop up. Yes, green is good, red is bad. So when I'm staring at the level 2, the tape here, 209 to 210, I see in the corner of my eye, lots of green mean good, lots of red mean bad, lots of highlighted green mean even more good. And also the speed at which the tape moves matters as well. You'll notice right now it's kind of moving a bit sluggish. But when I'm looking at the tape, looking at the level 2, and I notice that the tape starts speeding up, it starts printing faster, that's an indicator that we might be about to break out, or we are breaking out, and there's a lot of people pressing the buy button. Yeah, it's possible for it to do that. Because, I mean, it doesn't matter if the tape speeds up if there's just as many sellers, right? If there's sellers being aggressive while people are buying. It might pop up, but if sellers are being aggressive, the tape will speed up and it's not going to go anywhere. Or if there's like there's a lot of people buying, but there's a huge seller on the ask, for example. Like if it pops up to a certain level of resistance and there's a 50,000 share seller there might be a lot of people buying in that instant as it's popping up. But probably as soon as you reach that wall, people are going to see it and then they're just going to hit the bid. And then there's going to be a lot of red on the tape, even though the tape is sped up in a tank. So it's important to watch things like if sellers are popping up. If there's no sellers popping up and it's tanking, then that could just mean that there's hidden sellers. Hidden sellers who are hiding their orders. Do I look better with the beard? Someone told me I don't look good with a beard. So, I periodically shave the beard. I gotta leave a little bit early today to go to a meeting, so I had to shave. Morning Island. I gotta get my hair cut soon too. It's getting in my eyes too much. But my hairdresser is on vacation. I gotta figure out somewhere to actually get my hair cut. Morning, Momentum Trader. Looks like Sky Q and probably some of the oil stocks are going to be back on the rise because of the escalation that we've been having with the Iran war, but I don't think I'm really interested in trading oil stocks. They're way too choppy. Even back when oil stocks were first popping up, they were really, really choppy. I just hope that we're not going to have a global energy crisis because of it. Things are already really expensive. I don't want it to be even more expensive. One thing I will say about having a beard is that when you have a beard, you automatically get into the habit of stroking it whenever you're thinking about something. Now that it's not there anymore, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna think. I think I might have lost a bit of my brain power. Smoke. Well, for a good 2 weeks there, I was smoking like 20 packs a day because of the forest fires. I think I've had enough of that. I think I'm good. The powers getting us into these wars don't care about expensive. No, they certainly don't. I live in northern Ontario, so we were literally surrounded by the forest fires. Although my town was safe, the smoke was like awful. That's what they said was stepping outside. If you're outside all day, was like equivalent to smoking 20 packs of cigarettes a day. We got 9 minutes to 7:30. I'm just waiting for news. I'm kind of watching some stocks. I mean, LVWR, if it could break back above VWAP 162, maybe, although it's a bit cheaper. It is our leading gainer by a long margin. Load is a little bit higher though. Not sure about that one. I mean, WLDS would kind of need to break above 350, so it's a pretty long ways away. There's not really much on watch. I mean, if JEM could break above VWAP, maybe. Morning, Kingman. Morning, NCDs. Good luck to you guys too. Hopefully we have a nice green day, nice stock popping up. Um, Doom Cloud. I'm gonna post your scanners in the resources tab in the information. Um, and I'll keep it there. One of my rules is no advertising, so I would prefer not to have things posted like once a day. So I'll post that in the resources tab. Let me copy. No problem. I'm gonna post some other things in the resources tab in the future as well. For some people. I don't have anything in there yet, so we'll keep your scanners in there in case anyone needs some free scanners, but he was posting some free scanners that you can get or you can use on YouTube. He got permission from ChartsWatcher to stream his scanners to the public for them to use if they want, if they can't afford ChartsWatcher or any other scanners. I put that in the resources tab. But I just need to make sure, like, I don't have anything against the scanners or anything like that. Like, that's great, great resource. I just want to make sure that my rules are going to be followed, because if I let certain things be posted and I'm lax on the rules, and eventually when I get more people in the Discord, I'm gonna have to put my foot down if other people are posting things, like links to their own stuff, their own YouTube channels or Twitch channels or whatever. I don't have a moderation team yet, so, and the Discord, it's starting to get some people in it. We got some people now. We got 22 people in Discord already, which is good. But as we start getting more and more people, it's going to be harder for me to moderate it. But for now, I mean, I've kind of been I've been relaxed about whatever people are posting. So we're watching for 7:30 news. The pro membership is expensive, but if you can afford it, I've bought the pro membership myself and I still have it, in fact. I'll show it on stream for people in just a second here. If there's no news, I can pull it up and show you exactly what you get. I don't mind. The biggest bonus of the pro membership is going to be Ross's live trading archives and some of the other stuff that you don't get from his YouTube videos, and the fact that it's like a organized educational course. But yeah, it's gonna be expensive for a lot of people. So you can't if you can't fork out 3 or 4 grand and not really feel too much, then you might be better off just using the YouTube resources and whatnot. There's a lot of information that Ross posts on his YouTube videos, but you're gonna have to dig through it, and you won't have the live trading archives. The courses are great. He's got a lot there. He's got so much content in his pro courses that it takes a long time to go through all of it. You think it's a ripoff, Tig? My experience with the courses has been good. But maybe for the price point. I mean, he treats the price point as if it were a regular university education. Like $4,000 is like paying for your university. It's really expensive, yes. Well, the courses are organized in a way that you can go through them sequentially, and they're like an hour long each. I'll show you in a moment here, since it doesn't look like we have anything popping up on news. Because whenever someone asks me about it, right, I don't have any affiliation with Warrior Trade or anything. I'm just a student that has bought it myself and gone through it and had a good experience, but I'm someone who can afford it. Yeah, he does run sales. Here, I'll open it up. Do. Oh, do here. Rome. Where are we at here? Here we are. So this is the everything that you get with the pro. You get day trading the basics. You get strategies and scaling, live trading archives, trader rehab, mentoring sessions, platform and demo layouts, trading psychology, and then some other strategies from other members and interviews and tax stuff. Uh, so Jess has a course, Danny has a course, Max has a course. But I mean, the basics I think you get with the regular starter, but it has 15 chapters and they have quizzes to the chapters as well. So it's structured like a university course. A lot of it is what he covers on YouTube, but it's ordered sequentially so that you can go through it like an actual university course. And every course is like an hour and a half long. So there's a lot of content that you don't have to dig through on YouTube. And then it has quizzes as well for every single chapter that he does, right? So becoming a day trader, opening an account, choosing a broker, each of these chapters might have multiple parts to them. 30 minutes, 18 minutes, 9 minutes. So it's very structured. So you get that with the basic, day trading the basics. You also get the advanced course, which is strategies and scaling. This has 20 chapters and then a capstone quiz. It also has like troubleshooting. So like, what to do in certain situations, like poor accuracy, negative profit loss, if you have emotional hijack, like I'm too slow. He has common chapters that answer common questions as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of content here, like a lot of stuff. And I've gone through all this before. He actually recently updated these courses, which is why it shows that I don't have a lot of this completed. But I completed it in full, and he updated everything, and I just didn't carry over the progress that I made. He's also got so the biggest thing that you'll get here, which you don't get on YouTube, would be the live trading archives, which is, I think, is the biggest thing about this. If you want to see him live trading and explaining his entries and exits and what he's doing in the middle of trades, this is going to be one of the bigger things that you're going to be paying for. So he records his small account challenges. He records some of his bigger trades that he's made. So examples of tape reading hotkeys and stuff. Pegged orders, huge orders. Let's see. Momentum trading examples. So first pullback, if you're trading first pullback, he has like a bunch of examples for that. He has examples for micro pullbacks, $half whole dollars, where he's just going through and like doing a review of his live trades, where he shows his level 2 and his order entries. Yes, it does. Some of them do. Most of them do. They usually do, yes. Yeah, this one shows level 2. Some of them do, some of them don't, but most of them do. So this one shows his level 2 and his order entries and stuff. Yeah, this one does as well. This one, yeah, most of them do on the live archive. They show his level 2 and his order entries and stuff. ABCD patterns. Some of them have eye trackers as well. One of the new softwares that he's been using where it tracks his eye movements as he's in trades. 4K, but is it lifetime access? It's 3 years of course access. So you have 3 years of access to it, which is a long time, but it's not lifetime, no. $350 per month just to keep access to the chat and the stream. Yeah, it's expensive. That's why I don't. Well, if you pay for the course, no, if you pay for the pro membership, you get 1 year of his live mentoring for free, or at least I did when I bought it. So I still have access to the chat and the stream right now for another 2 months, even though I don't pay for the monthly, the 350 per month. But after 1 year, you'll have to continue paying for it if you want it. At least that's the way it was when I bought it. I don't know if it's packaged in anymore. I haven't checked in a while because I bought it, yeah, like 10 months ago, 9 months ago, back in October, I think. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on his YouTube channel that he has that's good resources, and it explains a lot of it. But some of the depth on his YouTube channel isn't covered, and you have to really, really dig for it. And then it's not going to show his live trading, his YouTube. And there's a lot more here for like trading psychology. So trader rehab stuff, like a lot of trading psychology. Um, like there's a lot of stuff on trader rehab if you're struggling with that or struggling with certain problems. And there's also some other strategies here from other members as well, not just him. Yeah, no problem. What did I find the most value? The most value that I've gotten is, well, I think the courses were valuable, and I think that the trading archives were valuable as well, because I'm the type of person that likes going through things in a structured manner. So going through all of the courses from beginning to end made me feel like I have a better comprehensive understanding of everything rather than just going through like and picking and choosing YouTube videos, maybe like one at the very end of whatever. You know, he also provides his opinion about like what at what point in your education should you be doing what. And then once you've gone through all the courses, then the live trading archives become more valuable because every time you have a question about something, about his entries or whatever, you can go back to a live archive and be like, what did he do here? Like are my entries similar to him? Like what's going on? But yeah, that's that. But it's super expensive. It is expensive. I'll admit that. But it was worth it for me. Interesting to hear your take on Ross's platform. Been a member for 18 months, but I can't watch his live stream. Trading in the zone and best loser wins. Are those content creators? I haven't heard of them. Oh, I've heard of Tom Hogard. By the way, PN is where did my volume bar go on this? Bring it back. There we go. This is very light volume and it's close to the 200 moving average and it's a bit more expensive. Doesn't look like it has news, but it is a Chinese stock. This is pretty dangerous right now, but Yeah, copying his trades is a really bad habit to have. I mean, there was a point, I'm sure there was a point where everyone's kind of done that when they first joined the stream, and then they realize that it's a bad idea not long after. For more than one reason, right? Not only are you going to get smoked on your trades, but you're also going to develop a psychology that you don't want. You can't rely on Ross forever, even if you somehow make money following him, because you're diverting responsibility for your trade ideas to somebody else, which is bad. It's a bad psychology to have, because you're going to get into a situation where you're not going to trust yourself. You're not going to know why you're getting into those trades. So hearing his commentary and generally getting a feel for like what stocks he's looking at and seeing if you're kind of in line with what he's doing is good. But copying his trades for the sake of copying his trades is not going to get you anywhere for sure. I'll have to look into those books though. I haven't read them. You can trade Ross's style, but you can't trade him or try to copy his trades while watching him trade. Yeah, I agree, Momentum Trader. It's a slow couple of weeks. It's been pretty slow. I think that this week had the potential to be a really big green week for me, though. I missed how many opportunities this week being dumb and hesitating. Like I can remember them. On Monday, I missed a good trade that was like a dollar, like a 1 point move, because I was too busy explaining, too busy chatting about something. So -1 to streaming, because I was being silly. On Tuesday, I missed a move because I hesitated. I think that was VIVK. That was that one on Tuesday, which was dumb because that was a micro pullback, and that was like a 1.5 dollar move, and it was a price that I probably could have bought 100 shares of too. On Wednesday, I hesitated on the front side of a move, which had a good volume structure and had a decent micro pullback just because the ranges were big. And that one ended up being a 3 point move. I could have bought 50 shares of that. On Thursday, which was yesterday, on the stock that started with an EHGO, I was specifically looking at the breakthrough 3, and that ended up being a more than a $1 move. And then I was being an idiot and wasn't watching the pullback properly because I was trying to explain why I didn't buy into the previous move. And that was another like 50, 75 cent move. So I probably missed, like, even if I bought only 50 shares on all of them, that's like 3, 4, 5, 6, like $7 per share. Right? Like this, if I'm the type of person like Ross and I don't miss any of those moves, that's like a $400 green week just on 50 shares. So it's been really slow, except for the opportunities that give us bigger moves. Like we get one or two opportunities per day, but if you miss them, then you're not getting nothing. So this week has been really, really not good. I'm red this week, but I could have been green. Pretty much every single one of those trades was one where I was watching the stock and I had setups in mind for them, and I just didn't press the button. Yeah, Ross has direct routing, and he's got really fast speed. So yeah, he can definitely scalp more easily. Can I share one more YouTube link on Discord? Sure. Still have issues with hesitating getting better though. Yeah, I think trust in yourself is something that comes with time and experience. Momentum Trader says he's green each day of the week. You're always green, Momentum Trader. You're doing good. I've only heard you say you're red a handful of times. Momentum Trader's been trading for a long time. So he's been in the market for a while. So this is the stock that I missed the move on back here. We're on the backside of a move here. Not gonna touch it. Not gonna revenge trade on it. Yep. Why do 90% of all traders fail? They don't have rules. They don't have discipline to follow their rules. And they don't have the mentality to take risk. That would be my answer anyway. Well, that's another answer would be that they come into the market with hubris and they trade with bigger size that they can't afford to be trading with, and they get shot down before they can make any sort of decent progress in the market. they're kind of taken out of the game before they can start. They don't give themselves ample runway. That's exactly why my title is Failing My Way to Success, Becoming a Good Loser. The reason why I'm hesitating is fear of loss. But thinking about it, if you never take trades, what's the point of me sitting here? If I'm just going to avoid trades and never take them, might as well go do something else. Might as well not, if I don't want to take risk, I might as well not walk out of my door tomorrow for fear of getting struck by lightning. At a certain point, doing nothing is more risk than doing something, because if I want to make it successful in trading, or anything else for that matter, if I want to start a business, I can't just sit in my house for fear of, the business failing. I got to go out and do it. I got to take some trades. I got to be able to stomach the risk. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're taking too much risk either. And never stop learning. I agree with that, Momentum Trader. Always be learning. So VIVK is popping. It's just I don't like the fact that it's on the backside of this big move. Doesn't have any news. There'll be a lot of bag holders on it. This technically was a bull flag here, but yeah, the worst thing you can do is nothing. I agree with that. Tig, you started with too big size. Hopefully you didn't lose too much. I've never punched a hole in my wall or anything like that. I did blow up a few small accounts, like 4 small accounts. Some of them of varying sizes, like 500, 1,000, 2,000. And my definition of blow up is like I've lost half of the value of them, more than half of the value. I think it was back in like January. There came a point after trading for for several months because I started in August. September, October, November, December, and then by January, I had blown up quite a few accounts. And I just remember sitting on the couch and being like, I can't continue doing this. Like, so what needs to change? And at that point was like the point where I had been journaling my stuff. Like I started strong, right? Like I bought Ross's courses in October and I went through them and I binged them and thinking that knowledge is the problem. And then after I finished all of that and I continued losing, that's when I started getting depressed almost. Like I had started with journaling everything, reviewing every single one of my trades like 3 hours a day. I started strong, and then the more I lost, the more I got disheartened. And it came to a point where I was like, I wasn't even journaling anymore. I was just showing up every day trading, and then I was getting depressed. And then I was like on my couch, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, am I really that much of a baby that I can't even look myself in the face and say that I'm losing money and that I should stop? Like, it's just gambling. We have EXYN popping up, but it's only up 17%. Multi-billion dollar defense sustainment market. Oh, what's going on here? Suddenly popped up. It suddenly had a huge surge of volume, but it couldn't hold. $5.16. Hmm, interesting. Ross got a trade on this in his small account. I don't really understand why though. Down here, this definitely did not meet the pillars of stock selection. Maybe I'm missing something about this, but I guess maybe the news is okay. It sounds good. Now we've got two higher volume selling candles here. Big green candle to make a new high on the 10-second chart. I suppose it was a quick pop, 128,000 shares. But it doesn't look very nice. It is an ABCD pattern, I guess. But 11,000, 3,000, 24,000. Big topping tail back here. It was only up like 10% on the day down here. Breakout or bailout strat. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything with this though. This isn't a part of my setups. This would be a bit too risky for me, I think. I don't do scalps like that, so I don't think I missed anything here. I suppose that this stock above $7 also would have been Blue Sky, 718, 720. So if this did pull away, I mean, yeah, it could have been a Blue Sky potentially. Was this an IPO? Yeah, it was an IPO. It wasn't a symbol change. That is Blue Sky up there at 7. Okay. My setups need it to be holding the 9 EMA and VWAP. So I'm looking for a pop, a hold of a certain level, like a micro pullback, and then buy for the move higher. Since this dropped below VWAP and it also dropped below the 20 EMA, and it was on light volume, this was already a no trade stock for me. Even if it did pop through VWAP very quickly there, it could have just as easily rejected to me. So I don't think I missed anything with this for my strategy. I pay less attention to the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA than I do the 200 EMA. I mean, this is technically a window, even though it's a window through red candles. It did sell off, so there might be bag holders on the way up. But it is true that, I mean, these are levels of resistance, but they're not as significant levels of resistance as the 200 EMA. So if this pops up above 5, which it did, then we would only be 2 points away from blue sky. So this would be interesting to me if it held up over 5. I mean, this would be the type of stock that would be more likely to be influenced by him, depending on how many shares he buys. He bought what, like 20,000 shares? I think that would be enough to punch it through VWAP and then cause some other traders to jump on. So it is lighter volume. It would be easier for him to be have a tailwind on this stock. That is the reality of it, but I think we're just waiting for the next thing. $35,000 shares? Yeah, sometimes he jumps in. I've seen him jump in with 60,000 shares off rip. Like I've said before, I have a lot of respect for him, and he makes most of his money in the top 20% of his trades when in parabolic momentum, when he can really be aggressive, where he is not as much of an influence. But I have explained before what I think if you're trading with larger size like he does, and then you also have viewers potentially mirror trading you. Like if you bought on this stock at 3 and you bought 60,000 shares, it's gonna punch all the way up to 320. And then whoever's jumping in after you is gonna act as liquidity for your exit. So like if you bought 60,000 and it punches up to 320, your cost basis is going to be somewhere in between 3 and 320. It might be 310, right? But the price is up at 320. So if you can get enough people to jump on to act as liquidity for your exit, up at 320, you're going to be up 10 cents a share instantly. So I think it is important to understand that sometimes his entries are going to have more, more liquidity than yours because he's acting as a catalyst himself. But he does make most of his money on parabolic momentum where that's not a factor. But the question is like, how much liquidity is he going to have on his exit to buy 60,000 or 40,000 or 50,000 shares and then immediately be able to turn around and sell that without slippage? I'm sure he still does get some slippage on his exits, but yeah, he's a great resource. But I think it's important not to get disillusioned sometimes with some of his entries, where you're sitting and you're thinking like, huh, how did that work? Like I've done, if I do that, it just tanks. I'm still not seeing anything interesting. We got 10 minutes to 8:30. Ironically, the best stock that had the cleanest move was this bull flag back here on BIVK, even though the buying volume and the selling volume candles were somewhat equal. A little bit lighter selling, but I mean, up here is the reason why I didn't want to touch it in the first place, because I knew it was going to be a grindy, choppy stock like this after being on the backside of the move. But this is legitimately the only thing that I've seen today that was kind of like maybe, but yeah, it's definitely Friday. I agree. Nothing crazy. Well, hopefully we get something soon because I have to leave by 9 today because I have to go to a meeting. So I'm going to be looking for news at 8:30 and 8:45. Hopefully we get something, but I'm not going to force it if we don't get anything. I'll just take the small red week. It'll feel pretty bad because I've only taken 3 trades this week and all 3 of them were red. I don't think I've ever had a week before where I've only had red trades that I can remember. Mentally speaking, those trades weren't bad trades. They were just red. They just turned out to be red trades. And in my mind, there were at least 4 or 5 trades that I saw that were green trades that I didn't hit the button on. So mentally speaking, should have been a green week. But I mean, this is the struggle of trading, right? I got to stop thinking about the profitability and think more about the process. That's why I've covered all of my P&L with sticky notes. I got believe, I got breathe, I got tension, and I got win or lose. It don't matter. We're gonna be fine. So whenever I see something popping up, I gotta breathe and calm myself. Go through my workflow and hit the button if it meets all of the criteria. Just hit the button because control is really an illusion on these. I mean, I've watched some of the videos the psychology videos that Doom and VIVK and stuff posted, and what they say is absolutely correct. I mean, we are gambling, even though we have an idea and we think that we have a certain amount of control in these trades. We don't really. Our trades are really positive expected value over a certain number of trades. We come out with a profit because we're trading with an edge. But sometimes you can lose even if you follow your strategy perfectly. And it just is what it is. You gotta accept it. Because you know that over a long period of time you're gonna come out on top just by following the process and hitting the button when it needs to be hit. Yep. You always miss the shots you don't take. That's right. And I missed 5 or 6 shots this week. For my particular strategy, at least. It's like surfing. Got to learn how to ride the waves no matter how good you get. Nature is always going to be stronger. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about it like that. That's another good analogy. Shorting VIVK. It certainly does look like it's on downtrend right now. MACD's negative, double top. It just did a false breakout almost. Yeah, false breakout above high of day there. All right, we got 3 minutes to 8:30. By the way, I'm gonna post another link in the resources section in Discord. I'll put that psychology video in there as well. But Vito and Doom and Jay and all them run a community for newer traders on WAP. I'm gonna post it in the Discord. If there's any newer traders or anyone that's interested in joining their hangout, I'll post that for you guys to the invite link for you guys to join. They have some resource links in there too and stuff for some of the videos that they've found. If you want to post your Reddit link in the Discord, I can put that in the resources section too. Up to you though. So I don't see anything popping up around 8:30 here. A little bit sad. This isn't the FOMO Friday we wanted. Uh-oh, hopefully you got out of that short position, Osu. Looks like MACD might be crossing back. Could be. It probably will. Like I said, I'm not too optimistic about this as being on the backside of this huge move. The question is, I mean, this kind of is a 5-minute ABCD pattern here for the break above 320. If it does break above 320 and MACD crosses over, this is our second leading gainer today. The first one being LVWR, which isn't really moving. So yeah, I'm not sure about this, but I do think that if this breaks above 319, 320 after this previous rejection, it might have a possibility of pulling away a little bit because this is something that other traders are going to be looking at being the second leading gainer, and there's not really anything else moving right now. Like, what's BNRG doing? Nothing. The first leading gainer, nothing. Yeah, there's nothing going on. So I would worry about this becoming the focus of traders. If it does another rejection up here though, then yeah, for sure it's going to come back down, but I don't think I'm going to take a position on it because it might just do a false breakout here. Hmm. Yeah, there's a battle going on up here. Just which way, which side's gonna win is the question. Yeah, looks like we're winning on the long side for now. Yeah, like I said, this is moving because there's nothing else moving, so people are gonna jump on it. I'm not trading it because it doesn't meet my criteria for stock selection, so I'm good. I don't like trading anything on the backside like this. It's gonna be grindy and move slowly and be thickly traded. You can see it's stacked in the level 2. I don't typically do well on stocks like this, so we're leaving it alone. Rather not take no trades. It probably will eventually come back down. I'm gonna guess. So, but it's moving for now. Like this right now is forming a bull flag pattern. Higher volume buying, lighter volume selling. I don't know. I don't think I want to touch it. 10 seconds left on this 5-minute candle close. Does Trade Zero have good hotkeys? Yeah, it does. If you're a short seller too, I think Trade Zero is supposed to have like a good inventory for locates, as far as I'm aware. And you see my, yeah. So hotkey configurations. I mean, you have toggles, all order action, liquidates, symbol locate, hotkeys even, setup or send order. I only use the setup or send order, but it's got everything you need. Quantity type, shares, just flat shares, number, percentage of position, percentage of buying power, all the time in forces. They only have smart routing. They don't have direct access routing, unfortunately. But the execution speed is still pretty fast. You can set your price source to the ask or the bid with an offset or your average price, low, high. There's everything you need. Welcome, Lauren. Did they change the fees recently? I thought it was still 0.005 per share, or like the flat fee below 100 shares. Did they change that? Oh, yeah, that's much better. Cut that in half. That's nice. Yeah, when I did my accounting last year, it was $1 for each buy or sell. That's good. I haven't paid too much attention to my commission since I only take a couple of trades per day. Commissions aren't too bad, but now it's going to be even less then. If I take 1 or 2 trades per day on average, I might pay $1 in commissions a day. It's like nothing. Congratulations on the green months though. If you can do one green month, that means that you can do it again. Also trades from Finland with a Nordic broker. 7 euros. If that symbol is euros, I think. I don't know what the symbol is. But that sounds like a lot. 14? That's 16 US dollars per trade? Why is it so expensive? Wow, congratulations on growing your account by 40%. That's a lot. But now, oh, I didn't read the second part. Now it's gone. But I mean, if you did it once, you can do it again, right? Gotta follow the process. Where did I hide the account information? It should be there in your settings somewhere. I'll see if I could find it again. I think it's either under system or general preferences. No, not system, general preferences. Settings. Yep, it's under your settings and general preferences. Under account, hide account name. Can you see it on stream there? I don't think you can. Extensive report. Oh, I think I heard about that. One of my colleagues was talking to me about that. Do you also do you also have to, like, whenever you have money come into your bank account, you have to like label what it is for tax purposes before you can even have the money deposited into your account? I think I heard some countries in Europe do that. That's kind of crazy. None of that in the UK. Yeah, I think it depends on where you are in Europe. Some do, some don't. Oh, they don't enforce it though. Interesting. Well, Canada's self-assessment as well. So if we sell a house or something, right, then we have to report it on our tax returns. That's tech like everything is, our tax returns are self-reporting. So we could just not report it, but we'll eventually get in trouble if we ever get audited. And Canada has um, an extensive paper trail whenever you're like buying or selling things like houses or vehicles or whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got a big shooting star in the 5 minute there. So it certainly has the potential to come all the way back down. What's going on with AMIX? This is up 20%. It's got news, renal nerve sensing, preclinical study, and it didn't hold up. Darn it. I was thinking maybe we finally got something here. This candle was 168,000 shares. All right, AMIX, you can do it. I gotta go in 8 minutes. Do the curl. Only up 10% right now, or 15%. Yeah, I know. I'm just hoping if this breaks 440, then it does have potential to become on traders' radars here. Let's see what it does. All right, so up 40% now. So does it give us a micro pullback? Where is it base out? 475 maybe? No, it doesn't hold 475. Got a big topping tail on that 1 minute candle. 25,000 share seller popping up there. Yeah, I see those big sellers popping up. High is 530. But we have a big high volume selling candle right there on the 10-second. See if we hold 460. So we got bought up once off of VWAP there. I mean, it's kind of a tweezer top on the 1 minute and a topping tail on the 5 minute. I mean, it's kind of a bull flag pattern, but it's riskier. Yeah, big false break, big rejection. That's why I generally like to follow like some of the warning signs of a false breakout. Tweezer top and topping tail on the 5 minute. And I was seeing the big sellers popping up, which is why I didn't take that trade. I mean, I guess the best place to enter if I was going to enter would have been down here, but it was still super light volume for this break. I think this would have been kind of forcing a trade. Okay, well, if it holds up here and it breaks through 5, then maybe we have something to work with. But it's really choppy. Oh, pops up there and gets slammed down. So what does it do here? We got 50 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Is it going to close red or green? If it closes red, it's going to ruin the chart. Closes green. Ew, that's nasty. I was hoping that this would hold up. If this actually held up, we had this 5-minute candle close green and then it came up to retest again. Then maybe. But there's clearly big sellers on this pushing it down. We have MSS popping up now. It's up 35%. Grocery stores. Recent reverse split. Room up to 1559, 200. $372. Got a big 1-minute selling candle. I have 372. Does this hold? Okay, so this is popping up. It's up 73% right now. It's going to be in our leading gainers slot really quickly. Where's this hold? 450? So I'll take a position. Top is 475. Ooh, nasty rejection. So I was thinking first candle to make a new high there. What does it do here? High of 535. So I'm going to wait for a 1 minute pullback here. It seems like we're holding 440. So what's going on? I pressed the enter button. I should have bought there. Okay, so I bought there to anticipate first candle to make a new high. Stop is 4. All right. I think it's time for me to go to work. That's nasty. I pressed the enter button once and it didn't go, but I got into the position anyways. I was thinking higher volume buying, lighter volume selling. It was holding that 4 that VWAP level at 450. So I was thinking that first candle to make a new high, but it just goes lower. So that's a max loss day. 2 losses. One with a 50-cent loss and one with a 25-cent loss. I took slightly bigger share size on the second trade because we had a verified level of support. But the support didn't hold. I do have to go to work, but I wanna look at this. I I still don't think that I should have bought, like I didn't buy down here because we had this big 1 minute selling candle. And then I was thinking that we were holding, I bought this pullback here. I was thinking that we were holding that at 450 level. And first candle to make a new high there was above 5. So I was thinking that it did a micro pullback and then we were going to break through 5 and go higher. But it rejects, immediately pops all the way down to 450. So I thought I just need to cut this thing before it gets any worse. Pulls back, pops up anyways. Don't take the second one because the first one didn't work and we had a bunch of selling here. And then we do a 1 minute pullback, kind of holding this level. But I bought expecting it to pop up and it popped down instead. Nothing you liked or trusted? Yeah. I think today is it's a max loss day for me now. The reason, I mean, this is a bit of a far pullback, right? From 530 down to 440. But I've been trying to focus more on the volume bars than I have on the actual range of the candles. Just I mean, just right now while I'm trying to get rid of my hesitation, right? Trying to become a good loser, even if I lose on these setups, then at least there's no hesitation. And then I can figure out why I'm losing. I just need to take the trades. As long as they're good, that I think that they're good trades. So, I mean, right here, I could have waited for confirmation, but recently, if I wait too long for confirmation, I end up getting in too high. So I bought the micro pullback, got wrecked on it, bought first candle to make a new high to anticipate, or tried to anticipate first candle to make a new high, got wrecked again. What offset? Well, when I have two sets of hotkeys, my first set is like a setup order, which I put 10 cents above the ask by default, but I can use arrows to change the order on the actual level 2 entry window or the quantity, so I can increase or decrease based on what level I'm comfortable buying off of. But when I use hotkeys to get me in or out immediately with like 50 shares, 100 shares, whatever, it's usually like 15 cents above the ask or 15 cents below the bid. 10 to 15 cents. I think my current hotkeys are 15 cents, right? 10 cents. I have them set to 10 cents right now. I think my 10 share one is 15 cents, right? I think my lighter shares are 15 cents above the bid or the ask because this is what I used to get into higher price stocks. So sometimes a bit more of an offset is needed to get filled on higher price stocks where I buy less shares because they have bigger ranges. Was 10 cents for 50 or 200. Yeah, JEM is popping, but I have to follow my rules. So I'm not going to take any more trades, unfortunately, and I got to get going. So I'll take my sticky off of the P&L. Minus 53 bucks today. That's a max loss day. I think it's better to come back next week. So we were down 20 something plus 12, 30. Down 80 bucks this week. It's one of my bigger red weeks, unfortunately. But we got to become a good loser before we become a good winner. So all we can do is analyze what went wrong and come back on Monday. But at least I didn't hesitate. I didn't take the initial pop because I didn't think it was good to get in on the initial pop. So thanks for everyone that stopped by today. I'm hopping off. Take care, Momentum Trader. Take care, King Min, Big Damien, Garo Valdez, Island, Asu. And if you continue trading, manage your risk. I'll see you next time. Peace.